Hey everyone, so today I have another comedy DVD review for you today, and I'm going to be talking about Jason Manford's Live at the Manchester Apollo. Now this came out last year, a little bit before Christmas, because I wanted to say I got this for Christmas. I think I did, I can't remember, my memory's appalling. But I've adored Jason Manford for about a year, give or take. I first started to notice who he was when he did things like Live at the Apollo and made appearances on shows like that, and he's done a few like different talk show, like comedy shows and things. So he's been sort of in the circuit for quite a while now, and I sort of first noticed him about this time last year. And I just think he's one fantastic comedian. There are very few comedians to come out of Manchester that I actually like, and he is clearly one of them. Now this DVD is basically a very long stand-up gig. Because obviously Live at the Apollo you get 10-15 minutes of an act, and that's not enough time to sort of interact with him and enjoy it properly. You sort of, when it begins, you're like, this is going to end any minute, I just know it. And I do feel like that when I'm watching them, so it sort of stops you enjoying the act. But this one is, and if I just find the exact run time, sometimes information can be really hard on DVDs, it's really annoying, and the next time they're really in your face. Okay, this doesn't actually tell you the runtime, but it's just over an hour if I remember rightly. Yes, just a little over an hour, which is plenty of time, and there are a couple of extras on there too, I think. Yes, there's extras. Jason being interviewed by his brother, which is really good. And then there's behind the scenes footage and a visit to Manchester City football ground, which that didn't really interest me, but it was still quite interesting to watch. Now the act itself is completely unique. I think there was maybe 2 jokes he said in it which I'd heard before, but everything else is new footage and things, new material. So if you're thinking, well, I've been to see him, then that's a bit of a letdown because, well, I know it all. However, somebody did tweet Jason when this came out saying, I can't remember exactly what the tweet said, and I can't remember who it was, but it said something along the lines of, well, I've just paid X amount of money for a ticket to see your concert and the DVD just came out, that was a waste of money. And I'm sure, now I could be wrong, but I'm 99% certain Jason tweeted that person back saying, no, it's a different tour, it's a different concert, different material. So don't worry, if you've recently seen his tour and you're thinking, well, it'll be the same, there's a good chance that it won't be the same. Perhaps since this has been a release, maybe he said the material on other gigs, I'm not sure, but I don't recognise all of it, so to me it is quite fresh, and I'm sure it will be to most other people as well, and it's just worth getting hold of. Now like I said, I think this was a Christmas present, but you can buy it for around about £10. Some places have it a bit less, some a bit more, it just depends on where you go, but it's worth getting hold of if you can get hold of a copy. I have to point out for you that it is a 15, as you can see there, so you do have to be 15 years or older to watch it, but to be fair, I think that's reasonable, I'd say. It is a really great DVD. I mean, when he was recording this, or before he was recording this, his wife had the kids, so that's sort of changed. It's quite up to date. It is very recent. And like I said, maybe you don't know who Jason Manford is. That's a good point as well, because I talk about these comedians sort of half expecting people to know who they are, whereas if I went to somebody in the street and said, who's Rod Gilbert, who's Michael McIntyre, they're going to look at me with a blank face 5 times out of 10. So Jason Manford, if you don't know, like I said, is a Manchester comedian, and he is very, very funny. His style is kind of unique. There are a few people who have a similar style to him, but he's very to the point. His stories don't drag on and on and on, so that by the end of it you're like, oh, is that all? It is very to the point, but they're not too snappy that you're like trying to keep up. Some lovely, lovely anecdotes there with very, very funny endings. And there's not one thing he said that you don't laugh at. Sometimes even if you don't, there have been a few times where he said things where it's taken me a while to get what he's meaning, but even when he says it you just laugh because he's the type of person whose mouth opens and you just know it's going to be something funny. You just can't help laughing. I was going to say he's got a funny face, but I realised how that had come out. Though to be fair, looking at the DVD cover, it is a little bit entertaining. That was actually his Twitter profile picture for a while, if I remember rightly. And if you can't tell, I am obsessed with Twitter, so go and follow me at twitter.com/McLean Amy. So that's Jason Manford's DVD. Go and buy it. I promise you, you will not regret it. He's very much up there with the top comedians now. Definitely climbed his way to the top. If I say one more time, I swear. So it's really addictive, isn't it? It's like when you start saying something over and over again, you like can't help it at all. Like, that is a really addictive word. So yeah, back to Jason Manford. Go and buy it. Let me know if you've got it and let me know your thoughts. If you go and buy it, I'd love to know what you think as well. So feel free to post comments and video responses with your thoughts. And there we go again. So feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.